can't believe I'm sitting here, Kyndall, first off, as a cruiser at heart, which I know you are too.
Yeah.
Secondly, as a content creator. Third, as a travel advisor. I'm so excited to get to interview you, this opportunity, this media blitz that you've been going on. You've had a whirlwind couple of months, have you not?
It's been insane. Like from finding out back earlier this year to like actually everybody else finding out about it. Bless you, Forrest. It has been a wild ride, especially like the last month. And luckily Joy was here for all of it. It's just been crazy.
It has.
Absolutely. In the best kind of way.
It has. Hey, and I've read actually a couple of reports the last couple of days. Taylor Swift is a little bit jealous of you. All the media attention that you've been getting, you're dominating social media everywhere you look. Kyndall Fire, Kyndall Fire. I mean, you're all over the place. And so, Taylor, we're sorry. We're sorry.
Yeah, Taylor and Travis, get out the way. Kyndall and Joey stepping up to the plate.
Exactly right. Exactly right. You've had a couple of huge, life changing, I would claim. We'll see if you agree. Life changing events happen this year, 2023. So
Yeah.
let's talk about the first one.
Okay.
Okay. Some people say it's the big one. You may disagree and think the second one's the big one, but let's talk about the Carnival Jubilee and Kyndall being named the cruise director, first American woman to lead out a new ship. Let's talk about the Jubilee. We're almost 60 days away. What does your timeline look like? What does the Jubilee timeline look like? What's going on?
It is like it's crunch time. I am just about 2 weeks away from actually going to the studios. Me and my 14 Fun Squad and a lot of the creation team that have been planning for probably the last 18 months for the specific things that are on Jubilee that I cannot tell you, and I know you want to know. You know, is there is really cool new stuff coming, and then obviously some of our classics as well. But so we have to go to the studios and get all that kind of taken care of, and that's happening at the end of October. So we literally get there right before Halloween. We work, do all sorts of rehearsals for about a month. And then after that, we actually fly out to Amsterdam to join the ship, where we'll go through kind of the installation process because things don't just like magically happen. There's a lot of things that go behind the scenes. So we're going to go and do all that. And then I don't actually know when the ship leaves, other than I know that we put in around the end of December, like around the 20th or so. So that's for the 23rd cruise. So that's kind of the timeline that I have as of now, which is just crazy. And over the last 2 weeks since the team has been announced, I've been able to actually like, reach out, and they've built a Fun Squad page, and we've been kind of updating their bios so everyone can kind of get to know them. Obviously, I know a lot of people that are going to be there, like you and your wife, but um, not a lot of people know all of the Fun Squad. Some familiar faces, some not, but
That's right.
definitely exciting time to get everybody all together and kind of amp up the energy.
It really is. And it's neat to be able to see what you've done the last several days of introducing each Fun
Yeah.
Squad member because each of them are valuable to the team effort. I know they are.
Oh gosh, and definitely they are the, like I always say, they're the arms and legs of cruise directors on the ship. Like if I can't be there, then the hosts are taking off the shows, or the hosts are doing the high level profile activities that are happening up on Lido while I'm doing military. Or and there's so much that they bring to the table, especially on this level of a ship. I mean, I remember being a Fun Squad on like the Conquest class ships, the Freedom, and there was never a time that I was like on stage bringing on a show or like hosting Love and Marriage. Whereas on these ships, because there's just so much going on at once, the Fun Squad truly are like everywhere, and they are just as good as what I would bring to the table, and otherwise they wouldn't be on the ship. So they are incredibly talented humans, and I can't wait for you guys to all meet them, and for myself to meet some of them as well.
We're excited about that. We are. We're so excited for the Jubilee. As you mentioned, we will be on that inaugural sailing. We were
Yeah.
booked November 18th. And it was moved to December 23rd. So we are loyal. We are ready to go. And we're going to talk
You
about
and
the
my
Jubilee.
mom.
Yes. Yeah, your family's going, right?
Yeah, so my mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, I think a couple other people are going to be there, but they basically booked on the inaugural one for the Mardi Gras, and then they booked again for the inaugural for Jubilee. And every time I got pushed, they're like, "We don't care whether you're going to be there or not. We're going to be on an inaugural cruise." So they're booked there, so you'll get to meet them. They'll be literally crying in every corner, filming pretty much everything I do.
As they should, right? As they should. Speaking of crying, let's rewind 2023 back to February because the second big event, and there's probably others, but the second big one was you said yes to another question, right? There we go. How about that right there? Tell us a lot of us know Kyndall Fire, and we've got to know Joey because of Kyndall Fire, and we love
Yeah.
Joey. and what he's doing on the Venezia. We sailed on the Venezia Barcelona trip.
Wasn't it
Oh
beautiful?
my gosh! Talk about a new product offering. Telling
Right?
a new
That
experience.
I was a big
Awesome,
fan.
awesome. And I know that you just got off on a personal trip on the Venezia, but
Oh my God.
tell us about how are you managing the big event? You said yes. You said I do. Got
Yeah.
engaged in February. Now this big news. How are you managing everything going on?
Ironically, whenever that event happened, the I do's, 2 days before he actually asked me, heard when I was, if you look at that video where I'm like having my reaction, which is a genuine reaction, everyone that was, I filmed because, like I said, either it was good news or I needed to make sure I had it as a backup plan in case anything bad happened. So I was filming in the off chance because I had a gut feeling it was Jubilee. But that's in Joey's room in England. He was
Wow.
downstairs playing with his niece and nephew. And he came up to the room. I like burst into tears, and I was like, and he was smart as secrecy then and there. And then he the next day surprised me with the trip to Dublin, and then the next day he asked me to marry him. So
Oh my
literally,
gosh.
so many big life changing events happening within like 48 hours. Um, but yeah, so between that, that was kind of like our big trip then, and then I went back to Mardi Gras, and he's been just flying through the ratings, and he's just been absolutely killing it as cruise director as well. And
Absolutely.
so the company has always done a really good job of like managing our schedules. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how we've managed this year. But now coming going into Jubilee where my schedule was more strict of like, okay, I can't push a couple weeks here, I can't push a couple weeks there. It's very much like this is where you have to be when you're there. And Joey's got big life things that are happening with like his sisters and everybody back home. We've got
Yeah.
some new nieces and hopefully nephews that are being welcoming on his side.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be going home, but the next year or so will definitely be a lot more of like on ship visits, whereas previously it's been when we get on vacation. So
That's right.
it's and like I said, like I did the 2 weeks on Venezia and loved it. And was pretty good about managing to stay in the shadows. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably what the next year will kind of look like as far as engagement. I did go and try on dresses at Kleinfeld
Yes. I
and
saw
completely go
pictures.
for months and did not take I didn't buy anything, but there are more trips being
That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations for an awesome 2023. And there's going to
planned.
be, I know 2024 is going to be even greater if you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it could be with this next question I want to ask you. Between everything you have going on, Joey,
Mhm.
everything he has going on, you two, I guess, sit down. It sounds like you've had this idea for a long time, but you said, you know what? While we're not working, let's find something to do and start a new podcast. That thing has
Yeah.
taken off. Talking Ship has taken off, and people can't get enough. Tell us about that.
I Joey honestly is the he is like the super creative person. I'm really good at logistics. I'm good at executing a task. You tell me what you need from me, I can make it happen. So between us, this brainchild of talking ship kind of came on this last vacation because we do spend a lot of time like watching TV or going golfing and whatnot. But this summer, honestly, in Texas was so ridiculously hot that we
Yes, it was.
were getting up. We would go out in the morning from like 7 till 10, and then from like 10 till about 7 o'clock at night, we were housebound. Either we go out and spend money or we stayed in the house and watch TV. So it was kind of like, you know what, let's at least have fun with it. We've talked about it for years of,
Yeah.
do we do a podcast about ships because we've got a really interesting perspective? And we talked about, kind of branching out and doing like an international relationship podcast. And so we kind of just dipped our toes in this summer and we couldn't believe the response we got. And we had a lot of fun doing it. I wish we could have gotten more recorded, but there
Yes.
is one podcast that's still sitting on my laptop. And I had this stupid microphone's not broke, y'all would have gotten a talking ship face episode. And it was so fun. We went on like a wine date and had like 2 bottles of wine, Ubered home. And then Joe was like, we should record a podcast now. And it
This is it.
was just the most off the wall. It probably better that it didn't get like announced, but it was so funny. So ship face, talking ship coming
Oh my
coming
gosh.
whenever we get back together.
That is awesome. That is awesome. You guys have done an awesome job with that, and it's neat to see behind the curtain a little bit. Neat to see
Yeah.
you as individuals and how you manage relationships
Yeah.
and everything. And so let's talk about this. You mentioned on one of the episodes that you were a one goal kind of girl. You take one
Yeah.
goal at a time. You pursue that goal. And a quick list of some goals that you've accomplished. 2016, right? You were an intern
Mhm.
for Carnival, cruise director by 2018,
Yeah.
an Excel class cruise director that you've been working on the last year. And now all of a sudden, bam, you're here, going to bring out the flagship, not to Miami, where a lot of the flagships go, right? And
Right.
historically, that's where they go. Uh,
Mhm.
but to Galveston, Texas. Texas, a place you grew up. Texas, a place where you've cruised from for years.
Years.
It's unbelievable to see one goal at a time and how you've achieved all this success. What's your advice to people who have the same mentality, one goal at a time,
Yeah.
who are maybe, they've achieved some of their goals, but they haven't reached this pinnacle that you have?
I mean, advice-wise, and I almost sound, like, guilty of being able to be like, "Yeah, yeah, just one goal at a time." Like, people need to go on different ventures and, like, try different things and until they find what fits, but being able to kind of pour my heart and soul very luckily into, like, my passion has kind of really been my biggest thing that's gotten me here. So, I would say my biggest advice is if you're gonna go after one goal at a time, make sure it's something you are incredibly passionate about,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to really give it everything. I mean, over the year from like 2016 when I was an intern, I went back, finished college, and then the year of 2017, like I knew that I wanted to grow quickly in the company because I didn't want to be doing like, and I again loved my job as fun squad, loved kind of being a little bit more light on the responsibilities and enjoying the ports of call. But that year, I really had my eyes open. If you remember, the good Reverend Dr. E, and he
Yes.
literally looked at me one day after I was like going through everything, and I was like, yeah, yeah, the goal is cruise director. He looked at me like, what are you doing? He's like, you want to be a cruise director, you have the talent, you need to really focus on it. And so that was only my, I think, second contract out. And so I was then really, really passionate and kind of like head dive, nose dive, face planted, whatever you want to say, into the career. And I sacrificed a lot of like personal time at
Yeah.
home. I think in the year of 2020 or 2017, I was only home like potentially 48, I don't know, 46 weeks out of the year. Otherwise, I was on a ship. I did
Wow.
Conquest, I did Magic, and then I did Vista. And from my work on Magic is when I got offered Horizon. And that year was a big year for like the rest of my friends and my family. We're
Yeah.
having kids, we were getting married.
Yeah.
And so by following my passion, I sacrificed personal things. But at the end of the day, those relationships are still very close. All my friends and family love watching me kind of chase my dreams. So as far as advice is, if you're gonna make the one goal what you want to do, then you have to really give it your everything.
Yes. Yeah. And it has paid off. It really has. One
Yeah.
thing, one thing I was thinking about, Kendall, and I know that you probably have too. And I've tried to come up with some different questions than probably that you've got, because you get some of the same questions. And again, I have several different lenses that I'm asking through. But Island Time got started really during the COVID shutdown.
Mhm.
And we missed cruising, and cruising was trying to restart, and all the confusion of what do you have to do to cruise, and it changed every week.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. So that's where we kind of got started, and now we're 2 years old here. But I think
And
back,
killing it.
I appreciate that very much. I do, I do. Um, I think back to 2021, and I think
Mhm.
back to your TikToks, you creating of you're headed back to the Vista, and that you were on there, and you would go live from your balcony cabin because you had a quarantine, and
Yeah.
you going through the protocols. And I think the last between July, which you were on there before in
Mhm.
2021, to December of this year, it's like 27 or 30 months, 27 to 30 months that
Yeah.
in that span of time, you've had two huge events of welcoming cruising back. The Carnival Vista was the first ship to leave Galveston, was the second or third ship to leave from a North American port of call.
Yeah.
You've gone through that, helped lead that, helped see it through. And now, 30 months later, here's a brand new ship in Galveston. How do you compare these two experiences? And you can't maybe answer it fully yet because we're not all the way to December,
Right. Right. Right.
but how do you compare those two?
I mean, obviously there'll be a lot less face masks on the Jubilee. I I think that the comparison between the two is obviously this is gonna have a different energy. This is gonna have an energy that is probably along the same lines. Like everyone was so excited to get back to cruising, but everyone had a bit of hesitation. They were like, okay, what
Yeah.
can we get out of the experience? Can we do the same things? No, we can't. Okay, it's a sense of understanding. Whereas this one, we literally are blowing the roof off of
Yeah.
all expectations, and we're surpassing it. And so the energy coming into it, there's not a nervous energy. There's not
Yes.
like a hesitation. It's coming into we are literally here for the best time, and we waited so long for an inaugural ship out of Texas. And the thing about the Texas crowd, although not all Texans are the ones that are going to be on the ship, anytime you cruise out of Galveston, when people step on that ship, there are so many familiar faces, whether they know the cruise director or they know that they're guests. It's really like coming to a giant family
It
reunion.
is.
And so, especially with masks off, you can actually tell who people are. I think it's going to be this almost feeling of like a high school reunion, like a brand new ship. G's will still be amplified, be more than just a regular cruise. But I think the hesitation and the bit of like unknown, but in like a bad way,
Yeah.
I don't say in a bad way, but it was like an unknown of like, ugh, how is this first cruise going to go? Whereas on Jubilee, I think it's going to be more of an excitement of the unknown rather than being a bit nervous of
I
it.
agree.
Probably the easiest way to compare the two.
Yeah. It's gonna be neat. It's gonna be neat to see.
It's so exciting. I can't believe we're going to be there. That'll be so fun.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. And we have a group of like 50. We have a huge group. We're the only group cruise.
Really?
Yes, yeah, we have 20 something cabins through Island Time Travel coming. So
Goodness.
yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. How about some for Kyndall Fire, some rapid fire questions?
Kindle Fire, rapid fire round. Let's go.
Are you ready? Here we go. Favorite way to eat potatoes?
Fried.
Should have asked that. I mean, hello, it's Texas. Favorite holiday or week of the year?
The week or the holiday would be Christmas, and the week would be the week leading up to Christmas.
That is some excitement. I like it. Favorite onboard venue to eat on any ship?
Oh, Cucina del Capitan.
It is good. It is good. Very
It's my
good.
favorite. I'm a pasta girl at heart. If I had to say versus like crew versus guest, I would say like the midnight mess whenever there's chicken strips on the line.
Ah.
Pretty much a daily visit. But otherwise, if we're going for like restaurants, cucina, I could eat spaghetti carbonara every single day with tiramisu for dinner. So,
I love it. Favorite 2 or 3 songs on a playlist that you're listening to right now?
well, I listen to the same playlist over and over again every single day. So
Guilty.
basically, it's September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I Do by Stevie. Do I do? Do I do? I think is what's
Yes.
actually. It's all on the playlist by Stevie Wonder. Then Brandy, you're a fine girl. They're on repeat
What a
on
good
every
time.
morning. Doesn't matter. Like Christmas now, middle of summer, it's the same playlist every single morning.
I'm the exact same. We're all coming to your house. What dish are you cooking all of us?
Tacos,
Oh, yeah.
but ground turkey tacos because for some reason I feel like it's healthier.
It
But then
is.
we still full fat cheese, full fat sour cream,
Sour cream,
guacamole,
plop it
salsa,
on.
everything.
A few more. Sunny day or snow day?
Sunny day. I've taken to golf lately, so I would say sunny day
Yes.
over snow day.
Okay.
Especially if we all went through the great freeze of 2021.
Yes.
And I don't think I'm built for snow.
Yep, you're right about that. Salty or sweet? What type of snack are you having?
Salty
Yep.
every day.
Yep. Cannonball into the pool or dip a toe first?
Cannonball. Really belly flop.
And the party vibe, the belly flop.
Go for the jackknife. Boom.
That's right. Movie Under the Stars or deck party?
Deck party.
I thought so.
Clearly. I
I
don't
thought
think I
so.
have enough attention span for a movie.
I agree.
The bridge. Or anything like that. I would be too busy.
I agree. Here's 2 questions from Islanders. We had a lot submitted, so I chose 2. Stacy Pugh asked if you could create your own itinerary. Let's say a 7-day cruise, 3 ports. Where are you going for 3 days?
Ooh, I'd probably go north, south, east. Probably go east. I had to just do math. I'd probably go, I think that's east. Yeah, Eastern Caribbean.
Yep.
And I would do like Grand Turk.
Oh yeah.
I would do it if I could do anything and the ship could do like super speed between ports. I would do Grand Turk, I would do Aruba, and I would do San Juan. That would be like my ideal cruise. Love San Juan, love Aruba, and the beaches in Grand Turk are the best.
Yes, we love Aruba too.
Oh, it's the best. Have you done a late night port in Aruba?
Yeah. Oh yeah, twice.
Oh, the best. Like the
Yes.
sunset on the beaches
The
there.
huge orange. That's what I tell people. The huge orange ball sinking in the water, as old Kenny Chesney says. That's what it is. I mean, every time I've gone there, we use this company. It has a sunset sail and snorkel, and it's a
Yeah.
sailboat.
Oh,
no
that's
motors.
amazing.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Aruba's one of our favorite places.
Amen.
Rick Wade, who actually writes for the Daily News there in Galveston, and been on I don't even know how many cruises.
Hello, Rick.
He calls out Carnival's success in Galveston. Let's call it what it is, okay? I don't care
Mhm.
who you work for. You look at Galveston, and Carnival runs Galveston up to 4 ships, right, with a Miracle coming.
Yep.
And, of course, the Breeze has been there. The Breeze is almost like the longest tenured ship. She's been in Galveston for, I think, 10 years.
It's because it's Texas's favorite ship. Like,
Yeah.
even whenever the Vista came and the Vista was new, people were like, I miss that purple and yellow atrium from the breeze. Like, it was built and the people loved the flow of it. It was big, but not too big. There was a lot of things going on, but not too many people. It was just built for Texas. So
Yes.
the Jubilee is going to have the same kind of vibe. It's going to be, you're going to love it so much. It's much bigger and there's going to be more people, but it'll be fantastic.
Absolutely. Rick asked if there's going to be 4 ships to continue to sell from Galveston. I told him as long as they sell out, of course there will be. But why do you think Galveston, really quick? Why do you think Carnival owns Texas? I mean, they do.
I think because it's more about like the demographic that we are advertising to. Like, we're a super big family fun ship, and as you know, in the South, like Southern hospitality, family are like key values that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that my family, I've kind of grown up around a lot of my family and friends, and it's accessible. It's something that people can drive to. They don't have to, pay an arm and a leg to get there. And everyone in Texas is okay driving 10 hours to get to a port, whereas other places are like, that's so long. But Texas is like, that's the trip to Walmart. So,
That's
uh, as far as like like I said, it really does give all the things that I think Texans and Southerners kind of hold as ideals align a lot with Carnival's values and kind of making sure that everyone feels welcome, everyone feels at home, everyone is family.
that's right.
And I think that's kind of probably why we have a lot of success out of Galveston.
Yeah.
Really kind of feel that vibe.
I agree. I agree. And cruisers love cruising out of Texas, but crew members too. A lot of
Amen.
times that crew members love selling from Galveston. They'll tell you. And so,
Yeah.
yep. Let's talk about this really quick. Cruise director, your position is so public. It's in front. It's in your
Mhm.
face. It's always there. But there's actually a lot more to your role and your job and your responsibilities. And
Yeah.
you're not a manager. You're a leader. Tell us just a few things that's on your plate. You lead the fun squad and career development and things like that. Will you tell us just a little bit behind the curtain of some things that you're responsible for that we don't oftentimes see?
As cruise director, so clearly you are in charge of kind of the execution of all the events kind of front of house. You work very closely with the entertainment director, who is the one that's really implementing the programming and kind of working with the music department, the cast, and everything like that, and to build the program. But you and him or you and her will work together to make that happen. So that's one of the things is you kind of have an oversight of like the programming and giving your feedback because you really are on the floor all the time and kind of get what the guests want and can put that into the programming. And building the schedule for the fun squad is by no means a fun job. It is very rewarding because you can like schedule things on the host where they really want to work on maybe their stage. They want to have time kind of owning like a particular event, and so you get to schedule them and kind of help them in that career development, which again takes mental like a process to kind of be like, okay, I'm intentionally scheduling these people here so they can do this for their careers, and then planning out those things. So the schedule takes quite a bit of time if you're doing it really well.
Yeah.
Emails, like in any job, we get about 500 emails a day about everything from revenue to how many reservations the steakhouse has, if they need to be pushed more or not, like, and everything in between, even from like whenever we've got clearance in the port. So you've got to kind of
Yeah.
filter through those and absorb that information so you can help do with it what you need to. And then as far as safety goes, we do a lot of the trainings for like workplace fire safety in the theaters when
Yeah.
we do it twice a month or once a month, and then we do like drills once a cruise, and there's meetings every day, and that's kind of the back of the house stuff. At the end of the day, obviously, we're making all the announcements. So,
Yes.
um, time management is very important. So if you can try and combine those things to
Yes.
the amount of time behind a computer, that's where I really like to thrive. But it sounds like a lot, but like I said, if you kind of manage your time and figure out where to blend things together, it is manageable. So you can still stay on the floor
That's
quite a bit.
right. That's right. A whole new look, behind the curtain a little bit because there's so much
Yeah,
on your plate. So it's neat to hear some of those things that you're responsible for and investing in others to help lift them up for their future careers. So that's pretty cool.
definitely, definitely. And there's a lot of faces. I don't know if you guys have seen on the post.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of people that you guys have seen on with me with the Vista,
Yep.
on the Mardi Gras. I think I've got about 7 or 8 of the team members that I've worked with and their development. And so seeing them also get offered Jubilee, it just fills me with so much pride and like it just makes me want to get them here. And now that I've gotten my goal, I know a lot of our goals are entertainment directors or and going to work shoreside or becoming cruise directors. Like so that's probably my next goal once we do all the hubbub about Jubilee startup. After that, it's just another contract. And so I'll be kind of set on Jubilee for a while. And so I think developing the team coming on for sure the inaugural team and then anyone that comes to Excel after that, that's kind of the next really big thing I'm going to focus on is developing the next people that are going to be taking up these opportunities.
Absolutely, because someone invested in you, and that's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
That's right. That's right. A couple more questions. Thank you for being generous with your time. This is coming from a cruiser in me. It's
Hmm.
you don't have much time off per se or by yourself, but it seems like, and tell me if I'm wrong here, okay? Because this is coming from Derek, the cruiser. It seems like after debarkation takes place,
Uh-huh.
and when guests are starting to come on, that you have a little bit of time maybe to yourself, and you may be doing
Mm-hmm.
your planning and things like that. But it seems like sometimes maybe you get to get off the ship really quick and grab some things you need. Can you tell us maybe some must dos? And if I'm right, I don't even know if I'm right about this, but can you share maybe some must dos that you have and maybe a couple hour time span?
So we basically, especially on Excel class ships, we typically start the morning at 5:45 on the floor with the team, making sure that everything is ready to set go and telling all the guests to go back upstairs because we all know they like to come down early. Please don't come down early.
And they say, "Oh, I didn't hear your announcement," and you're like, "Which one?" There's been
I'm
10 of
like,
them.
the 500 that I've told you not to come down. Anyways, don't try to be smarter than me. We all know those excuses. Anyways, so basically from like 5:45 until around 9:30, 10 o'clock, if it's a longer one, um, we're on the floor kind of doing that. So basically from 10 o'clock until around 1:30, 2 o'clock, I have a window where I can do office work, I can get off the ship, I can go and do stuff. My typical every single day on embarkation day routine, without fail, is I do laundry. It is the most like, it's like therapy to me, like, being able to, like, wash all my clothes because I could have my room steward as a
Yeah.
cruise director. They're allowed to wash their clothes and whatnot like that, but I love the smell of Downy, and, like, I put too many of the little smell good beads in there because I want everything to smell super nice. So, like, being able to go down and, like, do my laundry, it almost resets me, and everyone always
Yeah.
asks, "How do you have so much energy? You've been doing this for 2, 3, 4 months now." It does something whenever I wash all the clothes and I come into my room and I go to, like, set them out and, like, put them away. My mind and my whole body just kind of resets, and then I take about a 30-minute nap because I always watch too much HGTV, and then it's time for the first announcement to tell everyone to go to the safety briefing.
Yeah.
Um, so that is like my ritual is
Yes.
laundry on embarkation day. Sometimes I can get off the ship. I'm so looking forward to go back to Galveston because in Port Canaveral, nothing is close to walk to.
Oh yeah.
So you have to
Yeah.
pay for a ridiculous Uber that's going to cost you $50 both ways.
Yeah.
Um, so in Galveston, my ritual is to do laundry. This I did this on the Vista. I do laundry, and then as soon as I put it in the dryer, I like hightail it off the ship. I go over to Starbucks. I grab a Starbucks. I call my mom and my dad, and then I go to Jimmy John's, which is
Right
right
across.
there.
Yep. Right across from the port.
Routine.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Last question here. Again, thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course.
Let's fast forward, not very far. It's 70 days, maybe just a couple
Oh
of
my
months. This is the
goodness.
17th of October, December 23rd. The Jubilee is coming into port, coming into Galveston Harbor. You can see
Mhm.
Galveston there. You're watching it. People are on holiday break, right? Kids are out of school, families. For
Yeah,
people that are not cruising, and let's be honest, it's an expensive cruise. It's Christmas, it's the inaugural, it's expensive. But
it's a
people will
lot.
come down and watch. You'll have hundreds or thousands, literally, watch the ship come in. Kyndall Fire is there as the first female American cruise director coming into Galveston. Where are you going to be on the ship? What is in your mind as you say, "Merry Christmas, Carnival fam. Here's your ship."
Oh my gosh. I remember whenever we did Vista restart, we had a like the deck five forward area was kind of blocked off for crew because we couldn't go anywhere. So like that was where I would say, but on the Excel class ship on Jubilee, that's cabins. And I think I want to have the whole team with me because it is something that I remember when we did Horizon, like when we all ran out and like saw the Statue of Liberty the first time we came to New York. It
Yes.
was this huge moment. And so like I don't want to have a selfish moment by myself, like up on the bridge,
Yeah.
although being surrounded by like all the senior officers and making an announcement on the emergency system, being like, "We made it!" Does sound like a good idea, but I think I want the whole team to be with me, and I want to be somewhere that we can like wave, almost like it's like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day
Yeah.
Parade, but the cruise
That's
ship version at Christmas.
that's gonna
It's
be
like
the
Santa
setting.
brought you a cruise ship, and we're the reindeer. Uh, so I think potentially up on deck 10, deck 8 has got the lanai, so we could be on deck 8. So potentially deck 8.
Yeah.
I think deck 8 actually. Oh, this now I've got to really think about this. We're gonna have to plot out.
That's
We'll
right.
have I don't know. We'll make a sign. We'll
And
be
maybe
like,
have
we
Santa
are.
Claus Cowboys. That's what Joey said, right? Santa Claus Cowboys coming into Texas. Here's your present.
I do not doubt for one second that on the inaugural cruise we will have a guest because we have one every single year that comes on board anyways,
Yes.
as Santa Claus. And I'm sure someone somewhere will hear this and bring Santa Claus and a cowboy to life. Who knows? Maybe even put like the Dallas Cowboy star
That's
on
right.
because,
Yes.
everyone loves to hate them, but everyone loves to love them. They beat the Chargers last night,
They
anyways.
did on the road. They did. Last thing I want to mention, and I lack information here, but Grew for St.
Yeah.
Jude, the inaugural selling.
Oh, yeah.
We're all going to be blessed to be on board. It's the season of giving. I don't know
Mm.
what the record is for an inaugural selling. I know it's probably up there.
I think it's like
50,000.
66,000. I'd have to double check with Lee Mason. Lee Mason holds the record whenever they did. I think it was the crossing or the inaugural. It might have been the inaugural, the celebration. Him and it, because I remember his mom was there and they took some really sweet pictures.
Yeah.
But I think it was 66,000. So
I
that,
love Lee does a great job.
oh,
but-
Lee kills it every single. He makes me cry. Makes me want to shave my. I'm gonna do it, but he makes me want to.
We need to see, I don't know what we can muster up here. I'm going to do everything I can on my end to challenge people. Let's give back, right? It's the season of giving anyway. It's Christmas. Let's break this thing. Let's do it Texas style. Let's break it. 66,000. We'll find out what it is. Kyndall will find out what
It's bigger than Texas. Everything's bigger than Texas.
Let's do it. I'm committed to that. I know you are too. Let's see if we can break that record for the group for St. Jude.
I agree, especially being that we got to go to St. Jude this year, and got kids firsthand and got to see campus firsthand and where all the money goes. And specifically our pot that we generate, it goes towards the days of play, the no more chemo treatment parties that the kids get to. So it's not just about it's going towards their treatments and everything. It goes towards the celebrations and the fun that those kids get to have whenever they're there, receiving treatment. So it really does mean so much, regardless of the amount of money we raise. It's all going towards a great cause. But that being said, I'm sure we're going to have a full sailing that week, and which is like 6,000 plus guests. So, if everyone donates, then we'll easily beat 66,000. It's not about a competition, but Texas, don't let me down.
That's right. Exactly. We are going to do it. I'm telling you now, we'll do everything we can. We've got a large group. I'm already challenging them already. So, we're going to do that.
We'll have to come up with some fun things to do at every $10,000. We'll have to go down water slides and people be doing games. It'll be a huge thing. We'll make it a full day event.
That's right. Santa Claus cowboy belly flop. We'll do all kinds of stuff.
Oh my goodness, the knobby knees.
Yes. But Kyndall, you have been too generous with your time. I'll be honest with you. I have had a blast.
Me too. I've enjoyed it.
I look forward personally to cruising with you on the inaugural. We'll be back on there in March as well. My brother and my sister, for the first time, we've never been on vacation ever. Never been in the state of Arkansas together, ever. And we're going to be on the Jubilee 16th, the week after Texas spring break. If you have anything left, that's a crazy week, I know.
Oh, bless. I don't actually know what my first sign-off date is, to be totally fair. So I should probably be there. Usually they have us stay through all the big holidays. So Christmas and spring break are two of the big holidays coming up. So I'll probably push through, but then collapse from exhaustion by April.
Yes. Awesome. We look forward to seeing you. We thank you so much. Congratulations again on all your success, both professionally and personally. And we can't wait to see you in 70 days.
I know. And Amanda's going to be there too as well. And all your other friends.
And my boys. I've got 2 boys. Beckett is 7. Jax is 4. They love to cruise. They absolutely love it. Matter of fact, I want to go for Thanksgiving. We're not booked yet, but we probably will be. So.
Oh, they'll love it. Then there's so many good things for the kids on the ships, especially this class. Are they both tall enough to ride the boat?
They are. So that would be fun.
Make sure you book it ahead if you can. It is going to be the attraction, because a lot of people in Florida have done it, but people on this side haven't had a chance to experience and around and around and around and around.
That's right. Well, awesome. Kyndall, we thank you so much. Stay happy, healthy these next couple of months. And next time I see you, we'll be on the Jubilee.
We'll be on the Jubilee. Keep up with all the updates. Like I said, Kyndall Fire Cruise Director is where all the updates are going to be at. Once we get to the shipyard, I'll try and post what I'm allowed to. The Fun Squad, I've also got their page, Jubilee Fun Squad. So anything and all things Jubilee for updates and fun, make sure you guys are keeping track of those 2 pages.
Talking Ship podcast, you can get it wherever you listen to your podcast. And then your merch, you can buy Kyndall Fire gear as well. Where can we go to find that?
That's my My beautiful family has started this wonderful page. I think it's on T Public. It's in my Instagram and on my Facebook page. If you guys want to get cool tie-dye t-shirts or Fire Fam shirts, my mom and dad have made some really cool ones you guys can check out.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, Kyndall. We appreciate it so much.
Bye.
Thank
That was
you.
really good.